buildup, a sullen and empty field amidst an urban landscape that is Dallas. Soon, behind me, it will become a multi-billion-dollar mixed-use hub. But before that, some years ago, back in 2020, when we were just so innocent, weeks before the pandemic, the Leaning Tower of Dallas came down right here in this very spot after 15 days in the limelight. So we're going to take a look back at our coverage, what caused the demolition snafu, and how this interesting architectural design just swept Dallas right off its feet.
Well, even explosives could not take down this skyrise in uptown Dallas. Tonight, a third of it is still standing. This is off of Haskell Avenue near 75. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Marie Saavedra. Our Alex Rozier is live at that scene now. And Alex, I know crews worked on this all day, but eventually they gave up for the night.
Yeah, they sure did, Marie. They're going to try again tomorrow with a crane and a wrecking ball, but you can see behind me what is still standing of this 11-story building. The elevator shaft and the stairwell is still here tonight. It was just before 8 this morning when crews attempted to take down this old office building. The demolition team said that they knew this central core would be a challenge, and it proved to be a problem today. And for now, it really has made quite the conversation for people looking on nearby.
Well, I'm not a demolitions expert. It does not seem to be the most successful demolition. I don't know if it's necessarily failed. I've done some reading on it. It sounds like it's somewhat common, but definitely not the first plan of the demolition crew.
I feel like I'm in Italy, the Leaning Tower of Pisa right there.
That's one way to look at it as you look live at the tower right now. Once this is cleared, construction will eventually begin on a $2.5 billion project that will be in part residential. Retail will be some office space and more. But first things first, they got to take down this stairwell and this elevator shaft. They are going to try this again tomorrow morning. We're working to get some more specifics on the timeline. If it may play a role in your morning commute, we're going to work to get those answers tonight and bring you them on WFAA at 10 o'clock. Reporting live, I'm Alex Rozier.
Talk about an implosion fail. If you drove down 75 today, you might have seen it. This is now being called the Leaning Tower of Dallas. We want to start by giving you a look at the building before. It was supposed to come down very early this morning, but you'd see here, part of it just stayed in place. Crews worked at this scene for hours, but eventually they just had to call it quits for the day. We do know they will be back in the morning, and this is the area we're talking about, uptown Dallas off of Haskell Avenue. There is a Target there, a Kroger, and an LA Fitness. Our Alex Rozier is there live where crews hope the second time's a charm.
Yeah, Marie, they're going to be coming out here tomorrow morning with a crane and a wrecking ball to try this again. But I want to give you a look at behind what we see tonight in the darkness of the evening. It's a bit difficult to make it out. You can see the silhouette in this job that was supposed to be done this morning.
It's kind of like a shell.
No matter how you look at it,
Definitely looks out of place.
something's not right.
It looks like it's incomplete.
I have no idea, man. I don't even know what happened.
Just before 8 this morning, crews attempted to demolish this 11-story office tower at Haskell and 75.
It was a big boom. It was a lot of dust.
Building goes, and then all of a sudden we realize part of it did not go down.
Well, I'm not a demolitions expert. It does not seem to be the most successful demolition.
Stairwell and elevator shafts survived the blast. And suddenly, this old building turned into a new photo op.
I feel like I'm in Italy, the Leaning Tower of Pisa right there.
This group thought so too.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3.
Once the Leaning Tower comes down, construction will begin on a 5 million square foot project, partially offices, residential, retail, and restaurants too.
That area has been pretty much empty for the past 5 years since I've lived in this area, and it'll be nice to see more developments going up.
But for now, it looks like this.
I came to sketch it.
Some call it art.
It's just a peculiar, out-of-this-world composition. This very deconstructed, almost brutalist type of architecture.
It's an unexpected attraction.
I say keep it just like it is, man.
We all know progress takes time.
This was just amazing.
Apparently demolitions do too. And as we bring you back out live here, I mentioned that this tower is right off of 75. Some of you may see some activity here tomorrow morning. The plan right now is to begin taking down the rest of the tower starting at 7 a.m. They're going to arrive at the site, and shortly thereafter, they're going to begin trying to finish the job. Again, that is the plan. And as we saw today, the plan doesn't always go as expected. We're live tonight in Dallas. I'm Alex Rosen.
Drivers keep hitting the brakes on 75 just to get a peek at the Leaning Tower of Dallas. It wasn't supposed to be this way. On Sunday, demolition crews imploded a building in Uptown, but one part shook, tilted, and held strong. Now crews are turning to Plan B to clear the way for a massive new redevelopment project. Alex Rozier has been talking with officials near the tower. Are we any closer to seeing this tower fall?
Well, Chris, they said they got out here at 7 a.m. this morning. They were looking for a crane and a wrecking ball, and that's going to be the next step. But that crane and wrecking ball, they have not shown up just yet. The crews are gone for the day, and it is still standing. Here it is, my friends, the Leaning Tower of Dallas. It was a Sunday morning spectacle. A site that wasn't supposed to look like this.
All the explosives did go off.
When crews met the media after demolition, they said they were always concerned about the portion of the building that didn't go down.
These cores could be really tough. We did a lot of prep work to prep for it, but unfortunately it didn't come over.
So as explosive experts work on Plan B, people nearby are enjoying the temporary view.
Look at it, the Leaning Tower just adds character to our wonderful skyline.
The first thing I thought about when I came around the corner and saw it was it looked like a war zone. And I don't know, it's just something you don't see in Dallas. You see things kind of going up, not coming down.
Eventually, this land will be home to a $2.5 billion, 5 million square foot development. Partially residential, office space, restaurants, and retail too. A development receiving mixed reviews.
I think really the infrastructure needs to be improved if you're going to bring in more cars and more people.
From what I've read and heard, it's going to be unbelievable. So I think it's great for this part of town. It's going to extend uptown over here on the east side, which I think is going to be great.
But that work will begin after this work.
It's really a sight to see.
A demolition that was supposed to be done yesterday.
I hope they keep the Leaning Tower somehow. Maybe they should change the development to Leaning Tower.
There's an idea right there as you look live here just after 6 o'clock. So again, the big question right now is when will this thing come down? And the answer for you from the demolition team is we don't have a firm timeline just yet. Again, they are looking for a crane and a wrecking ball right now. They have not located one just yet. So once they have it, and you see a wrecking ball going against this tower, maybe that's when it'll be coming down, hopefully later this week, guys. We'll send it back into you.
Look, if you're looking for that perfect Instagram shot, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than going to Italy. Even Matt Howerton got in on the trend.
Hey, hand to your side a little bit, this way a little bit.
You know, it's kind of funny.
What's your next pose?
It's like cool, kind of like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but Dallas's version of it.
Out of all the architectural majesty in Dallas, this demolition blunder
You ready? Oh, that's good.
is getting all the attention. An office tower near Haskell was supposed to be rubble Sunday, but this elevator shaft didn't go down. And now,
I like that one a lot.
the Leaning Tower of Dallas is trending.
A little towards the freeway.
And people are flocking here to get creative. Stacy Meadows used to work in that building and wasn't surprised this section of it was so stubborn.
That elevator never really worked that great anyway, so it made sense to me that it would not cooperate.
Now a petition is going around to save the structure. Probably won't happen.
As long as this little guy is still leaning, the uploads are gonna keep coming.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so we gotta make it happen.
In Dallas, I'm Matt Howard.
It's the mishap that launched 1,000 selfies.
And I brought extra canvas with me.
And a handful of paintings.
Over here we got Happy People.
By local artist Gerald Sestida.
The laughter that was coming off that field today was was funny. It was amazing. It was beautiful, really.
His unusual inspiration came to life Sunday when the demolition of an 11-story tower just north of downtown Dallas failed to take down the shaft containing elevators and stairwells.
These cores could be really tough. We did a lot of prep work to prep for it, but unfortunately it didn't come over.
What remains has been dubbed the Leaning Tower of Dallas. For social media users, there's plenty to like about it. But there is an update that some of you all might not like.
It's not going to be here much longer, so see it while you can.
Derek Dumas and Riley Lewis just learned the demo crews plan to finish the job Monday morning. They're architectural majors at Prairie View A&M, so they find the whole process fascinating.
It's quite interesting, and it's something I actually want to show my professors.
But at the same time,
I want them to keep it, actually.
they appreciate the bizarre beauty.
That was what was singing out to me.
Just like Sestida,
The people are frolicking.
who says the tower is more beautiful because it's fleeting.
I think it makes it more special.
In Dallas, I'm Eric Alvarez.
It was the major mistake that's become a major draw. It has been 1 week now, yes, 7 full days since the failed implosion brought all of us the Leaning Tower of Dallas. Now we want to give you another look at where this all happened inside the city. It's right off 75 off Haskell in Uptown. They're taking us in here to this map. We want to show you not only the building, or at least what it was before part of it came down. This is the field where everyone has been gathering all week to take a look or to snap a picture, but people's fun is soon going to come crashing down. We're going to go over to Alex Rozier, who is live. And Alex, when will this tower finally be finished?
Well, Marie, they're going to begin work tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. They hope to have this thing completely down by noon, and that's why so many people today, they were making a move out here to witness the final day for the Leaning Tower of Dallas.
If you're not afraid of some rain, then you're good. You're good.
There are certain events that bring us out on rainy days.
We're sad that it's going.
Things that make us run when we'd rather walk.
People are excited enough to run.
Parties so good, Dallas police aren't enough. Fort Worth wanted in too.
We saw Dallas police here, and you can't have something just like this and not have Fort Worth invited.
When a stubborn stairwell and elevator shaft didn't fall after crews attempted to demolish an old office building.
You don't get to see this every day, do you?
Hey, pick your leg up. There you go.
This leaning tower stole our hearts.
When life hands you lemons, you make some lemonade.
And today hundreds came out to say so long.
We're saying farewell. Bye-bye.
Before a wrecking ball tears it down tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure that in like 30 years, people are going to talk about this still. That's the thing.
You're going to tell,
People are still
your
gonna-
grandkids.
I don't know. I'm really hoping for no grandkids.
If Josh Robertson has grandkids, they may see the project planned here.
The target date is, Christmas, fourth quarter, 2022.
Artemio de la Vega owns the land and will soon begin his 5 million square foot project, partially residential, restaurants, retail, office space, and more.
Dallas deserves first class, and that's our mission. Our mission is to really deliver a project for the citizens of Dallas.
De La Vega can only hope his development brings crowds like the Leaning Tower.
I'll tell you this, I've been to the Berlin Wall and this is better.
But every good party eventually has to end.
Move your vehicle or it's getting towed.
And Dallas police are starting to clear people out.
There's a sign that says no trespassing.
I don't trust this.
The police officers told me if I did not leave, as I turned to take a selfie of myself, if I did not leave, they would arrest me.
Thankfully, no one was arrested capturing history.
How would you miss this opportunity to see it?
History that won't be around for long. Now, for those of you who are hoping this tower would stay, a bit of good news. I did talk to the developer today, and he told me that there will be an art exhibit that will feature and memorialize this tower when this new development opens in 2022. We're live in Dallas tonight. I'm Alex Rozier.
Oh, it's the end of an era, or I guess we'll call it the end of an error in North Texas. That's really what it is, a week-long error. And it's supposed to come down today, officially, right? Chris Sadeghi with us this morning off 75. And Chris, we see that you have a lot of memories with the Leaning Tower of Dallas.
Short time, but we did make some memories. It was a fun 8 days, but soon the Leaning Tower of Dallas will be no more. The demolition crew is going to get back out here at 9 o'clock this morning, and we're told by noon the rest of that tower should be on the ground. So hopefully you got all your pictures. A lot of people over the last week, and especially yesterday, were doing that. Almost immediately we started seeing the tower. It was on t-shirts, it was on social media, there was a petition to keep it, but we always knew it was going to be a temporary landmark. Last Sunday, the 11-story tower was supposed to be demolished, but the building didn't completely collapse. That main stairwell elevator shaft kept on standing after the initial implosion. De La Vega Development is turning this space into a 5 million square foot mixed-use development. Still, the tower's short history, well documented. So many people were coming out to get pictures. Dallas police having to lay down the law a little bit when it came to trespassing and illegal parking, but we will remember the tower that taught us you can indeed turn mistakes into a masterpiece.
There's like 100 people out here, and they're all like doing the Leaning Tower of Pisa thing. Not many of us are going to be able to go to Italy. This is as close as we get. It's like if you screw up at work and you're like, dude, you didn't bring the building all the way down. It's like, I don't feel so bad if I messed up giving, someone the wrong order. It's just a metaphor for life.
Okay, so everybody check your orders before you leave the restaurant for a while, especially if that guy's working at the place. But no, check this out. So everybody's been showing their pictures on social media. Well, I am going to do them one better. Take a look at this pic. I got the pic of the Leaning Tower before it was the Leaning Tower. I knew him before he was famous. It's kind of like knowing Mr. T back when he was still Lawrence. Another thing I got, the media credential. This is a collector's item now, right, guys? And look, on it said, ground-shaking, history-making. They had no idea. I wonder how much I can get for this, like on Craigslist. What do you think?
$1, maybe $2 after today.
Your hands were on the dynamite. Is it your fault? Is this all your fault, Chris Sadeghi?
Hey, I plead the fifth on that, okay?
But we're blaming him if it doesn't go down today. How about
Absolutely.
Go this way. Stop.
Let's see what happens. Let's see if they can do it in a few minutes.
So the wrecking ball is going to go into the building.
It won't go down without a fight.
Here it goes, James.
Slowly but surely.
This is going to take all day.
But if you know this story,
we're going to be here for a minute.
That's not a surprise.
Perfect.
It's just truly amazing that after all the explosives, it still didn't go down.
Crews tried to demolish this building last Sunday.
Watch, I promise you won't regret being here.
But when the stairwell survived the blast, this old office became the new Leaning Tower of Dallas.
And it does look like artwork, it really does.
Now 8 days later,
knock, knock.
Crews took another swing at it. Actually, they took several hundred swings at it.
Get that thing going here and just wham it, man.
For 8 hours Monday, a 6,000-pound wrecking ball chipped away at this tenacious tower.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
It's still standing.
It's a little slow.
That's what I'm saying. Get on this side.
Eventually, this land will be home to a major development.
This is a high-profile location that will give any tenant a strong presence in the market.
Artemio De La Vega is in charge of a 5 million square foot project, partially residential, retail, restaurants, office space, and more.
We're blessed that we can design a project around everything and anything that makes people feel happy.
His construction will take time, about 3 years to complete.
Is batting practice or what?
This demolition is taking time too.
You must be getting paid by the hour.
It's been here much longer than expected.
Right? Yeah.
A week later, the Leaning Tower is hanging on.
Even though it doesn't really seem like it's coming down slowly.
In Dallas.
I think this is gonna take all day.
I'm Alex Rosie.
Let me start by saying this silhouette that you see right here, this is our tower. And everybody was expecting this like Miley Cyrus style wrecking ball. That is not the case here. This is a 5,600-pound wrecking ball. And to put it into perspective, that is the weight of this SUV. And this is going to take some time. What we have, though, is a very stubborn tower. What is the opposite of a loud, explosive, debris-filled rapid drop of an 11-story building in Uptown? Well, It's what we saw today. 8 days after the planned demolition, the leaning tower remains.
Oh, look, here goes another hit.
The slow, dull thud of a wrecking ball, like a fly hitting a window.
This is going to take all day.
It will take all of 4 days, according to experts. Looks can be deceiving, especially next to a hulking tower. That wrecking ball is 5,600 pounds. That's an SUV, and that's based off of what the crane can carry.
They're taking a slow and safe approach.
But slow isn't what these people came for. All of a sudden, everyone's an engineer.
My question is, why are they starting on this side? Why wouldn't they be on the other side and pushing it?
The demolition group has to follow OSHA rules and its standard procedure to start at the top. It is true, what goes up must come down, just not on our time.
Hey, it's okay.
In Dallas, where buildings stay up. I'm Joe Pan.
Yeah, so who doesn't have questions about this thing? I mean, 9 days later and it's still standing. So let's talk about what we know and what we don't know. We'll start with two things that we know. The first is that, well, it is indeed still standing. Here's what happened today, though. We did watch them change out the wrecking ball, but don't get too excited. I confirmed with Neighbors Demo it's the same weight as yesterday, 5,600 pounds. It's just a different shape. And with that new wrecking ball, a chunk of the building came down this afternoon. Here's the second thing that we know. The wrecking ball itself is not supposed to take down what's left of this building. No, Neighbors Demo tells me the wrecking ball is only supposed to take it down 4 to 5 floors, and then they'll go in with their high-reach excavator, which is already on site, to finish the job. All right, now let's talk about 3 questions that everybody wants the answer to. The first one is, why is that wrecking ball so small? Well, we were told by experts and also by Neighbors Demo that, believe it or not, the wrecking ball is the right size for the crane that's currently being used based on federal safety regulations. Okay, so why not bring in a bigger crane then? Well, Neighbors Demo tells me that due to size constraints of the site as well as crane availability, that's why they're using the crane and therefore the wrecking ball that you see here on scene. We've also heard from a lot of you who want to know who built this thing in the first place. Some of you even saying that that person should build tornado shelters. Well, we're still working on tracking down that information and we'll keep you posted once we get it. So in the meantime, we'll keep an eye on the Leaning Tower of Dallas and we'll just enjoy it while it lasts. In Dallas, I'm Ariel Placencia.
With wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour, the wrecking ball sits idle on the ground. Even 5,600 pounds can't be swung and targeted safely in weather like this.
I know! Why did that happen?
Disappointing news for Trixie Tincher, her husband Johnny, and the steady flow of Leaning Tower tourists who wanted to see the slow deconstruction in action, but had to settle for a continuing steady flow of Leaning Tower selfies instead.
It's better than
Yes.
some of the other reasons that we've made the national news, right?
I would have to agree with that.
It's a laugh a minute.
But no laughing matter for the demolition and development companies involved, losing money on one more lost day. Workers limited today to cleaning up debris around the tower until the wrecking ball can be safely swung again. But there are some benefits to another delay. More time for the 2 artists who are now making a Leaning Tower living.
This would be day number 8.
8 days and 20 paintings for Gerald Sesteta so far. And yes, they are for sale.
Everybody loves to see an implosion happen, and when it doesn't happen, it was like a good sequel to come out to watch.
But today, the only place where you could see that sequel in action was at Legoland Discovery Center in Grapevine, where their downtown Dallas model now has its own Leaning Tower with its own Lego crane and Lego wrecking ball, carefully chipping away. Art imitating real life that, pending better weather, is scheduled to resume tomorrow. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
Live picture of the Leaning Tower of Dallas, and we told you earlier that crews couldn't take the wrecking ball to the tower because of the wind today, but someone was able to project I Heart Dallas on it today. I haven't been out there, Chris, and you say you've been driving past it a lot, though.
Because I drive 75 to get to work every day, so I drive past that thing like 3-4 times a day. I haven't. This is the first time I'm seeing this, though. I'll have to definitely pull to the side or slow down to take a look at it on the way home.
Who would have thought this would turn into such a magnet?
I know.
We've done 50 buildings in the downtown district.
And among those 50 buildings, is the one Thomas Taylor unrolled in 49-year-old weathered blueprints that his team at Datum Engineers pulled out of storage. The structural designs for the original Southland Corporation office tower in 1971. The building, or what's left of the building.
We built this cast in place.
That is now the Leaning Tower of Dallas.
That's what we're supposed to do, is build strong buildings. Nobody ever told me to build it to make it where it was easy to demolish.
Taylor's company in Dallas now for 80 years provided structural engineering for the Dallas Holocaust Museum, Parkland Hospital, and the Perot Museum, just to name a few.
We'd call it a slip-form concrete core.
As for the stubborn concrete core he helped build 49 years ago.
What came off was all the branches and the leaves and so forth, but the tree trunk is a little bit harder to bring down than the branches.
He admits the Leaning Tower has been the source of a few jokes in his office, but he says he has deep respect for the demolition company and the difficult job they faced.
Something to have a little humor about at the demolition people's expense, which is not totally fair because, in my opinion, as a structural engineer, that is extremely sophisticated engineering calculations. It could be humorous now because nobody got hurt. Maybe the contractor, the demolition contractor, may have feel like people are picking on him, but in reality, I think that everybody's having fun.
And for a professional engineer, also fun knowing they design very structurally sound buildings.
Well, yeah, that's true.
With promises to design their next project, just as indestructible too. In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.